Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Enjoy the Bounty of Planning with Tonisha Taylor. So I have a stack of planners here today. I decided that I would do this sort of flip through video showing the planners that I am going to be using for the second half of the year, as well as the planners that I've been using for the first half of the year. So, you know, the end of June, beginning of July is a good time to kind of recalibrate and see what's working, what's not working, and how you want to move forward. So this is the new one, and I'm gonna put her aside and we're gonna talk about her in a minute. These are the two that I've been using, and this is the one that you've seen over and over and over again because this is my Notiq planner cover. I have the HP classic size that I use, which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna start here with my flip through. And actually there's not a whole lot that's new in here since the last video that I did. But I'm gonna point out a couple of new things. One new thing is that this is now just my work planner. So I took out all the personal stuff, all the personal planner and the habit trackers and all of that. And I'm just doing work in here. And I'm moving all of the personal stuff to this little happy girl right here that I'll talk about in a moment. So what have we got in here? Now, since this is just my work planner, all of the inserts in here are all now cloth and paper. So I have a Sharpie white pen that I like to use on these transparent sticky notes. These darker transparent sticky notes, you really need to use something like a white gel pen, or not a gel pen, but like I like the Sharpie because it dries fast. And it dries faster than a white gel pen. So I do have a white gel pen. I have a white jelly roll pen that I tried on here. And I also tried the Uniball, a Signo in white. They all work on these darker transparent stickies, but this one dries the fastest. And I'm a writer. When I'm writing notes, I don't have time to wait 5 minutes for the note to dry. Like, that's insanity. So Sharpies it is. I also have, I have a bunch of different colored Sharpies. So for my lighter transparent notes, I like to use the darker Sharpies. And I just, I bought a bunch in different colors. So I have them. But right now, going with the white one because I have the dark colored circle flags. This is the palette number 5. This is the Mykonos, Jupiter, and Apollo, and I have one. This black one is Legend, I think it's called. I don't really remember. Let's see if I can find it in the stack of page flags over here. Avant-garde. It's avant-garde. So see what I mean? This is one where I did a test. This was a test of this pen, the Uniball pen. As you can see, it had a slow dry time because it smudged. So that is that. And I keep my sticky notes in my front pocket here, and then I keep a larger one, the pad of the saddle. Love this color. This one I also like to sometimes write with a gold pen on these, but same thing, it's dry time issue. So I don't keep the gold pen in there. It's one of those, like, if I'm sitting here at the desk, I'll pull it out sometimes. if I have time for my note to dry. And then in my front pocket, I have some of my business cards. And then I have just a little decoration here. And so I have already put in the July clear calendar card, which came in the May box, subscription box, and then a journaling card behind it. Because this one actually was like clear. You could actually peel the backing off. So I also put on here, just right behind it, it is this one, the mink. I put a mink dot right behind it just to help the calendar kind of stand out better, so that I'd actually be able to see it. And then this journaling card, which says to make living itself an art, that is the goal. This quote card, I believe, came in, I want to say that might have come in either April or May box. I think it was actually in the April box. And then, you know, my loop that I keep my Tombow marker in. I have some just dot stickers here that I've been using this month. So I have a sheet of cotton, Ibiza, nude, fawn drops, and then linen drops, and these are all from Cloth and Paper, and then these cashmere dots are from Planner Press, and I'll link everything in the description. So I have a clear cover on my planner in this journal, just because I don't want the dashboards to get messed up. And then in my first section, I have my overview, which I'm not going to show, but y'all know what the quarterly overview goal planning looks like. It's on the Cloth and Paper website if you want to see it. I love it. We got which I'll show in my other planner, we got it in the A5 as part of the December subscription, and I loved it so much I bought it in the HP Classic size. And so these dashboards are also from Cloth and Paper. These were part of one of the subscription boxes. I think these two were in the April box maybe, but you can get all of the dashboards once they come through the subscription box. They're often on the website, so you can get them there. The dividers that I'm using, the side tabs, are this color was called Affogato. Now it's called Beignet, and I love it. I just used I printed these labels. The month labels are printed on just a clear mailing label and cut to size from my printer. And then I went ahead and got smart and bought a label maker, which made printing labels for my dividers and other things so much easier. But I love these dividers. They're a personal favorite. So now, since I've taken the personal planner out, I have more room to put more months in. I think I'm gonna do a plan with me video where because I haven't done one in a while, where I actually plan the month out so you can see how I do that. But again, this is my work planner. And so here I use the monthlies because I love a good monthly layout. I think it's just so important. They just help my life run better. And then I use the week on 4 pages, which was originally referred to as a daily, but now, like I said, is referred to as a week on 4 pages. I love this layout because this vertical style is exactly how I used to do my layout in my bullet journal when I used to bullet journal. May box, which I actually did record a May unboxing video, that so many things happened in May that I just never did post it. But because I recorded it, I think I actually am going to end up editing it and putting it up because why not? Plus my June box hasn't come yet. It's late and I could cry. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just edit that and load it up. But anyway, so my notes section, I have just more blank sticky notes because you can never go wrong with having sticky notes. Then I have blank copies of the filler pages that I love. These are from Cloth and Paper, the meeting notes pages. I love these. They're the same on both sides. The page is two-sided. So you have a place to write the subject of the meeting, the date, date and time, and then priorities, and then a big section for notes and a section for follow-up. So I use these. I use the heck out of these. I love these. I also have, I do have some things from other people. So from Fancy Plans, I have just the dot grid paper in here as well. And then these are my sections of notes for different projects that I'm on. And I do like to use the Cloth and Paper dividers and some other dividers to kind of just give a little decor to those sections. Even though I have the tabs here that tell you tell me what's in each section. And then I have the, and I don't remember which box these were in, but the monthly half sheets. And I just use these as a pre-planning sheet to kind of keep track of some things that are upcoming that I will know, so I'll know where to put them. This is also a great place for me to just jot down some things that might happen during meetings. Sometimes you get dates of events that are going to be happening in the future and you need to write them down when they happen. Or you want to have just a quick at-a-glance calendar to know what dates you're kind of proposing or talking about. And I don't like carrying, because as you can tell, she's already a thick little friend, right? We love her, but she's a thickums. And she's a little heavy, and so I don't want to have too many months in here, because I do need to keep a lot of my meeting notes and project notes and also my research notes as I go forward in the work that I do. So my next section, last section in here, is my research pipeline section. I absolutely love this dashboard. Like I said, I think this one's in the May box as well. And this is the logo file, which is a noun, and it means a lover of words. That's me. All of my degrees are in communication. I love words. So this is my research pipeline, which I have a couple of videos on here where I talk about how I create my research pipeline and what I do with it. One of the reasons why I moved my research notebook out of a bullet journal bound book and into a disc bound book was because I kind of got tired of rewriting this. And I was going through bullet journals like 2 or 3 a year. So I was always having to redo this. And I just really love that doing it disc bound means I'm not gonna have to redo it 2 and 3 times a year. And that makes me really happy. So this was another dashboard. I don't know if this was April or May, but this one says self-cultivation, and it's a noun. The gradual process of acquiring knowledge, the effort of developing one's physical and mental capacities. And I love this dashboard as another dashboard that's coming in front of my research notes for the projects that I'm working on. So one of the things that I am going to add to this notebook, which I've already ordered, are some more dividers. Again, like I said, these dividers are the beignet color, and I think I'm gonna get some more on the same color. I think I have both the clear and the beignet in my cart right now because I can't decide. But that's what's gonna happen. Oops. And then I use a fountain pen now, and so I keep a fountain pen in my book as well. And this one right now has like a sky blue color ink in it. It's really pretty. So that is my work planner. So for my pocket planner is kind of my everyday go everywhere planner. This one also doubles as a wallet, which is why I'm kind of putting this card right here. And it just has a little bit of decor, and I really just keep like little, shopping lists in it. It got a little messed up. I was traveling and my fountain pen leaked. So I ended up making a mess on my calendar. But I like to have these little pocket calendars in here just so that when I'm out and about, doing things, if somebody gives me an appointment or something comes, somebody asks me a question about if I'm available for something, I like to be able to just look at this and check. I usually just put the big things on here. So I'll put like conference days, big research projects, anything that's gonna have me really kind of like either away from my office or out of town so that I can make sure I'm not double booking myself in things. I kind of leave that stuff on here. So the pocket calendars are from Cloth and Paper, and the monthly paper dividers are from Cloth and Paper as well. And so I just really absolutely love this. I love it doubled as a wallet. On the back on this page flap, there are card slots back here, and then of course there are card slots here, so I'm able to have everything that I need. And then in this larger pocket is where I have any important papers, cash, stuff like that. And then here is where I keep just more business cards. I love that it has a little zipper pouch as well so that you can keep change in it. And so I love this little thing. It is not Filofax. I can't remember the name of the company. I'll tag it in the description. All right, so this is my new baby. So I purchased this Cloth and Paper agenda cover, I want to say in March. And I was so excited because I just knew, according to the website, you can put an HP Classic planner in this cover, according to Cloth and Paper's website, and you can. I'm not gonna say that they lied, they didn't, you can. It does technically fit. But as you can see, I love me some side tabs. So if you put this with the side tabs in here, your tabs stick out way past the edge of this. So I put it back in the box, or put it back in the dust cover, put it back in the box, and that's where it stayed until today. I was really just feeling, frankly, a bit overwhelmed by a lot of other things that were going on. And I was like, I really need to separate my personal planner so that I can really go back to doing some journaling, really be able to keep really good track of my finances. I have some big financial goals for the remainder of the year. Want to get back on track with my health and fitness goals, because during the winter storm, as y'all know, I was out of my home for 90 days, over 90 days in a hotel, which, you know, thankfully I'm one of the blessed who could afford to do that. Thankfully for having a decent renter's insurance policy. But it was very stressful on my body. And unfortunately, I added a little bit of Uri weight to the COVID weight, and I'd like to get rid of them both. So switched to this agenda cover and this lovely little setup to be able to realize some changes. So this quote card from Cloth and Paper, the purpose of the first draft is not to get it right, but to get it written. I absolutely love that. For all my research writers out there, y'all know. And then I also have an Ollie clip here. Now, what I'm about to show you in terms of the planner inserts, this is all, you guys, friends, dear friends, this is all stuff that we received from Cloth and Paper subscriptions in December and I believe January. And it was stuff that I was like, if you go back and look at my videos, I'm like, I don't know. I guess. But I wasn't jumping up and down about it, and I didn't really know how I was gonna use it. So this is the A5 overview, which I believe this one is actually still blank because I haven't put my personal goals on here yet. So one of the reasons why this is blank is because for the A5, and I'm just gonna pull it out, you can see kind of where the original holes were. We received from Cloth and Paper also an A5 clear binder along with this and some other inserts. This divider or dashboard was also part of that. And I don't know, I loved, as you can see, I totally decorated it with stickers these were digital download that I purchased from AT Digital, I think, an Etsy shop. I'll link it. But I thought, okay, I'll print these stickers, and I cut them out on my circuit, and so, or my Cricut, sorry. And I thought, well, that'll inspire me to use an A5 size, and then clearly nothing happened. So I had that, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna punch it for the disc bound and put it in here. So what I have in here are A5 size things and half letter things. And as you can see, this agenda really works better if you're using a half letter or an A5. So the half letter and the A5 aren't that far off from one another. And I actually have on my notes is where I usually keep a little note to remind myself the size difference. So a B5 is 7.2 by 10.1, and the HP Classic is 7 by 9 or 7 by 925. So the 25 is the divider tab usually. So that is the size for that. And then a half letter is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and the A5 is 5.8 by 8.3 inches. So as you can see, these two are very close together, as are these two. So, you know, if you're looking, especially if you're going with the larger Classic and you're looking for a binder or a cover, and it says that it's B5 size, you'll know that it'll fit, right? The same thing is true for the half letter. If you want the half letter and you find an A size A5 cover, it'll probably fit. You'll probably be fine, right? So this cover totally fits. It's totally fine. I love it. As soon as I put it together, I actually hugged it. This journaling card with the month is the from Cloth and Paper. It was in the May subscription box. So is this journaling card, was also in the May subscription box. Now the calendar is the exact same layout of the calendar that I actually was using before, I flip to September because it's completely blank, whereas the other ones have some things on them. This calendar, do y'all recognize these little sticker tabs? This calendar was in, I believe, the December subscription box. It was a spiral bound calendar. So this is what it looked like. And all I did was cut the pages out, which is why there's a couple of little extras in here. I did not use the earlier part of the year. I did cut this page out just to see today, just to see how I would feel about it, you know, being cut off and then punched for the disc bound. And you know what? I loved it. I just wrote, this is actually the last of, it's the last of January. So I just wrote a few things on that were happening the last of January, just so I could see how it, how much of the line I lost on this side. And I didn't lose enough of the line for me to stop me from cutting up this notebook, from cutting up this calendar, obviously. Because I did go on the website because I was like, maybe I should just order the calendar, you know, already, you know, in the half letter size and punched, you know, for the disc bound planner and do that. And then y'all, I looked at that price and I thought, and then I honestly, it's not this card, it's another quote somewhere. Yes, it's actually the quote on the front of June. And it says, never let the things you want make you forget the things you have. And I saw this and was like, you know what? I'm gonna make what I have work. So, friends, sometimes let what you have work, right? And what I will say is it works perfectly fine, right? I cut it out and then just used my paper cutter to kind of trim it down. The little extra tooth that you can kind of, I don't even know if you can really see it. I can. If I look between the discs, but it's not, I mean, I would have to actually be looking between the discs, and how often am I going to do that? Like for real. So I absolutely love this. I punched it with my, my disc bound punch, and it's perfectly fine. I mean, I do lose a little bit in here, but it's honestly, like I said, it's perfectly fine. I mean, be happy with what you have, right? And so it's also because, what I was going to say is I went to the website and was looking at just, you know, I was like, maybe I should just buy it. And then when I looked at it, it was like the $34 for the half letter size. And I'm just like, I already basically have a half letter size, because this was actually an A5 size spiral calendar. And as you just saw, the spiral calendar, or the A5 and the half letter, are not that far off in size from one another. And so cutting off the binding basically and punching it, totally fine, gonna be great. This is the same layout that I was using in my for my personal planner when I was keeping my personal planner in here, and I was using the HP Classic size. And so I love this layout for personal. And like I said, I'll probably do a little plan with me so that you can see. Actually, I think I can show you, because I have June in here. And so this is perfect for me, because what I want to be able to do, I don't need, what I was realizing is in the classic size, I was just wasting a lot of space on the paper because I don't need that much space to write down what I want to write down on here, right? So I'm just noting what my work from home days are versus my office days. I'm starting to keep track of my steps and then my meals on these pages instead of keeping a separate meal planning page because I was never using those pages. And so, and then just my hours and just some tasks and some thoughts, right? And so, and then just using the monthlies to just put out like when I'm going, have conferences, and then when I have other things that, you know, big things go on the monthly layout. So this is already making me super, super happy, you guys. I mean, I just can't even tell you. And so I did cut out from the book, I did cut out this 2021 dashboard was in the front of that spiral bound planner, and I cut that out. And then I also cut out this front matter, you know, to say who the planner belongs to, and then the year at a glance. I cut it out and punched. And then that planner actually did come with some dashboards, and I did the same thing. I went ahead and the dashboards actually were designed to be able to be taken out, so you could put them anywhere in the planner that you wanted to put them and move them from month to month even. And I went ahead and just pulled them out, cut off the binding and punched them, and now they're in here. And this totally makes me happy. So this one says, today is the opportunity to build the tomorrow you want, which I absolutely love as a quote. And then in the back here, before the note page section, I just have this one that was also in there. I love this black paper that they use, you guys. It is so velvety soft and so pretty. I'm kind of a tactile person, so I respond to color and I respond to things that I can touch that feel nice. And so that just makes me happy. I want to pet it. I want to pet the paper. And then back here, I just have some blank note pages. These are the older version of the executive note pages from Cloth and Paper, where they have the month numbered 1 through 12, and then the day numbered 1 through 31, and then the day of the week, Monday through Sunday. And so the idea is that you would be able to date your notes by just circling the relevant information, and then you have a page of notes. And these are just doc red paper, and they're the same on both sides. And then I actually cut down because it was a little too big. This cover from Fancy Plans that I had, that is a half-page cover, but it was just a little bit too big. So I just cut it down a little bit so that it would fit in here and give me a strong cover to be able to hold this in. I think what I am going to do though is I'm going to purchase a clear cover for this in the half letter size, just to kind of cover up this page, because I don't want it to get messed up. I love how soft and pretty this feels, and I want it to stay pretty forever. So, and then in here right now as my pen in this book, I actually have the Zebra Sarasa in the 0.3. And I'm using this pen instead of using one of my fountain pens, because when I did the ink test on this paper in one of the, which I actually did here, I didn't like that there was a little bit of bleed through. You know, you can actually see it, probably not as much on camera, but definitely in person. You can see a total ghosting from the fountain pen, which I don't know. Today it bothers me, next week it might not. So right now I'm going with this pen to avoid that. I do also like using a highlighter or like a Tombow marker to highlight certain things, and that's really hard when you're using a fountain pen because fountain pens are water-based ink and it bleeds a lot. So I think I'll probably just stick with this because I like it. I love these pens. I have these in a bunch of colors too. So I do have somewhere, I think some, I think I'm gonna look and see. I have some extra pen loops. And so what I'll probably do is do an extra pen loop in here, just like I did in my Notiq cover, so that I will have my Tombow with me so that I can do my highlighting as well whenever I am planning. So these are my planners that I'm going to be in for the rest of 2021. I am super excited about this lineup. So much so that I actually switched my my subscription from the HP Classic size to the half letter size. So what we're gonna see is if I end up doing, which I know a lot of people do, where they buy actually the subscription for all their sizes. I don't want that necessarily, but what I am gonna see is if I maybe want to have a half letter subscription and then also a classic subscription. But I purchase my subscriptions, I do the 3 months at a time. So I think what I'm gonna do is for the next 3 months for sure, I'm getting it in half letter size. So the 3 boxes, so July, August, September, those 3 boxes will be half letter size. And then depending on how I feel about it, I might leave it so that it kind of splits the year, get half the year in half letter and half the year, the first part of the year. All the inserts were for this one. So we'll see what I decide going forward. But thank you so much for joining me on this little mini flip through and tour of the planners that I'm using currently, that I used for the first part of the year and that I'll be using for the second half of the year. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ask any questions that you have. I am happy to help answer those. If you have questions about research planning or what have you, go ahead and just put those down below. All right. Thanks again. Have a great day. Enjoy the bounty of your plans, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.